So my career started in corporate America for, I think a lot of people start there. And I realized that I just wanted a different life. I wanted to be able to travel. I wanted to be able to, do work virtually, really. And this was, prior to COVID and everything happening. So that was really unusual for a lot of people. They were like, there's no way that you're gonna be able to do that. And so really created this thing that now is so commonplace, but back then it wasn't. So doing so many different things with, actions, I think really has led me to where I am today. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting because similarly, I started something after leaving corporate work in 2017, 2018, and then now it's the norm for people with the pandemic. And everyone asked me like, "How did you do it then?" And it's like, well, I just took some messy action, did things scared. But what do you think it is that keeps people from taking the action? Like, is it fear? Is it uncertain? Like, well, I guess that's the same thing as fear. But like, what do you think it is keeping people from taking those action steps?
I really think it's our perfectionism, and it's got to be perfect. It's got to be pretty. It's got to be beautiful. And I think that the way that we can just move forward is to make it messy. Just do it. It's not going to be perfect. I always use the example of my website. The first time we launched, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's so amazing. Not knowing that we were going to completely redo it like 6 more times. It looks completely different and I love it even more. But just being open to realize that change is coming, whatever it looks like version 1.0, it's going to be so many different versions, and being okay with it, that it's going to change. The first time, it's not going to look anything like it does now. And that's totally okay.
Right. I know. It's like, I was reading a book about habits, and in the book they talk about like when babies take their first step, we don't go, oh, no, try again. That was actually like totally off balance and turned in. Like we go, oh my God, like it's the most amazing thing. But somehow we forget that like it's baby steps that like get us there. So, okay, you were in corporate America, you started your own thing. How long ago was that? And how big is your thing now? Like what do you
Oh my
think?
God. That was all the way back in 2009. And that was, if you remember, that was when the crash happened. And I thought to myself, okay, if I can make it in financial services when the market is tanking and people are running for cover, I can make it anytime. I was like, this is the perfect time for me to go. Just hold my nose and jump in. And that's exactly what I did and never looked back. And it's just been, I mean, there was some tough times, but you know what? Like my parents always said, you're gonna have to muscle through it. And I just kept telling myself that we rest at the end, not in the middle, and you just keep going. And every huge project that I took on, or the next thing that I was like, okay, now I'm gonna try this. It's like you can rest at the end, just not in the middle. So